Not showing my picture.
Okay, so welcome to our Monday check-in call. Hopefully, the goal is that everybody can get become a part of these every Monday, but I understand that life happens. But you guys, these are going to be short calls. They're just check-ins, a little like truth bombs or whatever we've got going on for the week sort of deal. So I'm seeing a trend. Okay, we didn't really come into this call with like an actual topic, but I will say that I'm seeing a trend. And I want to make sure that we can break this trend, okay? A lot of us are struggling, okay? A lot of us are struggling with getting our nutrition on point or getting our workouts together or whatever it may be, which is okay. Welcome the struggle because the struggle needs to happen for everyone to see where we can improve and what we need to improve on. But I also want to make sure that we're not also struggling because other people say it's okay to struggle. Does that make sense? So it is okay to struggle. Okay, I know this is like a catch-22, but promise there's a reason to my madness. It is okay to struggle, but it also becomes a habit. And we almost give ourselves excuses. Okay, well, at least I'm not the only one. So somebody that I can relate to right now, Karen, she posted in the group, she's having a hard time following the nutrition plan, the workouts. She was so structured with 80-day obsession. She's sick right now, just like me. All of the things are happening for her right now. And I'm feeling the exact same way. And so sometimes I feel like we get used to so much structure like we did with 80-day obsession. And now with T20, oh my God, Transform 20, it's shorter workouts. I mean, they are hard, but they're shorter workouts. And the nutrition plan isn't as structured as the 80-day obsession plan is. And so in our brains, we're like, well, this is cool. This will be kind of a break. We don't have to be as structured, blah, blah, blah. And so then we give ourselves a little bit of leeway. And then eventually we're kind of spinning out of control. You know what I'm saying? So whether you've done 80-day obsession or you haven't, we have to make sure that we're not falling in other people's trenches. Okay? It's okay to tell them it's okay that you've fallen in this trench, but we're here to help pull you out of it. We're not jumping right down in there with them. Okay? And some of us might be down there with them already, but then together we need to help get each other out of it instead of constantly falling backwards. You know what I mean? Like imagine a trench, muddy, yucky, life is throwing everything at you. You're trying to dodge it all. You're trying to get out of the trenches and you make it up, but it's like so muddy and stuff and you falling right back in and you're doing it all on your own. But literally right next to you, you just don't see it. There is like a rope or something, a ladder, whatever you want it to be, a cliff, a person, I don't care. It's right next to you, but we're so focused at trying to get out of this trench so hard instead of looking at what we can do to help us get out of it. Does that make sense? So instead of sitting there and being so desperate and you feel like you're spinning your tires and you're trying to get out of this and you can't, you feel so absolutely stuck. I've been there. I'm here. I know exactly what it is. Take a minute, pause, take a step back, look at your surroundings. What are you doing that's making it harder for you? Okay? What are you doing that's causing you to slip right down into the trenches? Maybe it's your mindset right now. Maybe it's not in it to win it. Maybe you're not fueling it with personal development. You guys can tell me you're listening to personal development until you're blue in the face. If you are being negative Nancy, you're not listening to personal development. And I mean that in the nicest way. You can still be negative and listen to personal development, but when you're negative and listening to personal development, you have a positive something to come right out above and over it. Does that make sense? If you're struggling with life, bullets being shot right at you and you're trying to dodge and it's actually a little bit more comfortable down in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to deal with what life is stirring at you, so you're just going to stick your head down in the trenches and you're just going to lie in the mud, the muck, and your garbage, and you're just going to throw yourself a pity party. well, that's on you. Okay. You don't have to stay there. Okay. There are plenty of other places that you can go where bullets aren't flying at you. You need to shield yourself. Okay. You need to fill yourself with positive, sorry, positivity. You need to show up for you, doing your workouts, even if it's not your best workout, okay? Even if you had to take a day a break because you were sick or life happened or whatever, you can do those things. But you need to make sure that you're stepping back and you are providing yourself with all the strength, all the things, and being observant to what's going on around you, what can help you, what doesn't help you, so that you can get to that ladder and climb out of that trench and stop living there. You know what I'm saying? Does this make any sense? It makes sense in my brain, but I hope it's making sense to you guys. So if you guys are finding that you are visiting, so there's several trenches, and some of us, I think, are visiting other people's trenches. Does that make sense? You get a little bit out of your own, and then you're jumping right back into somebody else's trenches and struggling with what they're struggling with. Instead of pulling people, like, it's not your job to pull people out, but show people that you can go forward and move forward and get on with all the goodness that life does have, instead of just focusing. You can't see really much positivity if you're laying on your ass in the trench with all the muddy and the yuck and the grossness. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that as we go through this group, as we go through this process, that if you are struggling, it's okay that you're struggling. It's okay that you're in a trench, but you cannot live there. And stop jumping into other people's trenches, and figure out the tools that you have right there in your trench that's going to help you get out of it, okay? Your tools may not be the same as mine, but it's just like your favorite foods aren't going to be the same as mine. Your favorite drinks aren't going to be the same as mine, but we all need water to live, and we all need food to live, okay? So in this journey, you need positivity, personal development to live. That's your water. That's going to help you grow, okay? You taking care of you, you doing your workouts every day, you showing up for you is your sunshine, okay? So you have to make sure that you are allowing yourself to grow from all of the struggles that life is giving to you right now by doing those things. So are you watering yourself? Are you giving yourself sunlight? Showing up for you in terms of your nutrition and your workouts is the sunlight, and the watering and stuff is the personal development, okay? You cannot get too much of it. So, I mean, we can go back to the Rachel Hollis quotes and talk about how you have to fill your cup first before you fill everyone else's and blah, blah, blah. But I've talked about it until I was blue in the face. So I'm sure you guys have all heard that. But I want everyone to just make sure that we are doing the things that we know that can help us, and we're not just spinning our tires and struggling with the same struggles over and over again, because it becomes a habit, okay? And it becomes easy to struggle over and over again, because believe it or not, it becomes comfortable. It's uncomfortably comfortable, but it's your normal, and so you kind of stay there. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that we are in this like life of changing habits, becoming aware of our own downfalls, of our own things that are causing us to fall back into the trenches. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, then there's no way that you've got the strength to pull yourself out. Does that make sense? So if you're sitting there and life is happening to you and all these things, and you're busy taking care of this person, this person, this person, this person, and I'm speaking from experience, people, you're helping them all from your worst part of you, which is in the trenches, because you're not taking care of yourself. So you're kind of pulling all of their trenches with your trenches, and you guys have just one big old trench, and you're just having a big old trench party, and that does not sound fun at all. You know what I'm saying? So does this make sense, Ashley? Do you know how to, like, I don't know. I just feel like
No, you're making sense. The only thing I was gonna add is I listened to the 10X rule is what it's called. And there's one part in it that he talked about that really like resonated with me, and it kind of relates to what you're saying and like things that I'm feeling, because I feel like I'm more exhausted from not doing the things that I should be doing than I would be if I was doing the hard things. And he talks about like how it literally takes just as much energy to do the things you should be doing than it does to worry about the things you should be doing and you aren't doing.
Yes.
So I really want you to keep that in mind, because no matter what, you're going to find stress. You're going to find something to worry about. It's going to be there. You might as well just figure out what your baseline is and what like your minimum to do things are to take care of yourself, whether it's workout or even just worrying about eating healthy for the day. And maybe a workout is extra credit. Like figure out what works for you right now in this season of life that you're in. And it doesn't have to look like what my day looks like or what Jamie's day looks like or anybody's day in our group looks like, because you're working on your health, not theirs. And if working out 3 times a week is a win for you, then it's a fucking win. You know, like there's no reason. I feel like this group can be very helpful, but can also really tear people down if you start the comparison game when you're not doing well. So just start doing the things and just figure out what works for you and be true to yourself.
Yes, that's perfect. And think of it like this, okay? You're in the trenches, back into the trenches. It takes just as much work as you trying to get out of it, you worrying about getting out of it, you sitting there slipping and sliding and sloshing all around trying to get out, okay? Than it would if you're actually sitting there and putting in the work of finding your ladder and taking the strength it takes to climb that ladder through all of the mess and the slipperiness and stuff like that. You know, work, like no matter what, it's going to be work. It's just you're going to decide where that work propels you. Is the work that you're putting in of worrying going to propel you forward? No, it's only going to push you backwards. Okay, so you have to figure out which way you're going. Okay. So, like Ashley said, not everybody's day should look like mine or hers, or it can. It's up to you guys, but you have to figure out what works for you. If nutrition is literally the most important part of any program, and fueling your body with nutritional, healthy foods actually helps your mind 100%. So, if you're struggling with anything, I want you to dial in your nutrition, okay? And if you can't fit in your 20-minute workout, that is okay, okay? I want you to at least dial in your nutrition, and I want it to be 80-20 at least, okay? Yeah, I love when people talk. That's been my biggest struggle, nutrition. And you want to know why, Ashley? Because 80-Day Obsession was so structured, told us when to eat, what to eat, and then when we get out of that structure, and we feel like, okay, we've got a little bit of freedom and we're trying to find that middle. Yeah, it feels too freeing. But that's what I'm struggling with. But that I also realize that comes with people with nutrition. Food. What am I trying to say? Eating disorders. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to say I have the opposite problem. When it's too structured, yeah. I fail.
Yeah. So Ashley, you don't have to say anything. I'm just going to say, because I know me and you are similar in some ways, but for me, I needed the structure at that time of my life. I needed it because I was spiraling out of control, and I needed to know what to do, when to eat it, blah, blah, blah. And I did it for 3 rounds, and I felt the most amazing I've ever felt in my entire life. So confident, so good, and I freaking loved it. And it's still hands down one of my favorite programs I've ever done in my life. But what I realized is it created so much structure, whereas before I was very good with balance, okay? We created so much structure, it almost wiped away what I knew of what balance was, okay? And with somebody that struggles with eating disorders already, that was not good. And so I felt like I had too much freedom. And so I would allow myself certain things. And then and then on top of that, I was feeling out of control. My emotions, I was filtering everything through my emotions. I wanted to comfort myself with food, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just a downward spiral from there. So what I challenge anybody that might be struggling from 80-Day Obsession to the transition of this one, find the balance. Don't be too strict, but don't be too lenient. And it's going to be hard, but you have to find that middle line, because it's not healthy that we don't know how to go from one or the other without falling off, okay? And I thought, and I did actually know how to do that for a little while. 100% I did. For the last round of 80 days, the 3rd round, I was doing the balance, like the 80-20. But when you pair emotional, depression, life, and you're an emotional eater or you struggle with nutrition, then it's going to be cloudy, and it's a muscle that you're having to rebuild. Okay. So you're not alone in that, Ashley. I'm struggling big time with it, but I am getting getting it more honed in the more that I'm realizing it and just allowing myself. So like we got poppy seed muffins. Last night I had half of a muffin, and today I haven't wanted anything. Okay. Or like haven't wanted any more muffins or any junk or anything like that. I've been 100% on plan. But before, I would have just been like, you can't eat that, you can't eat that, you can't eat that. And then the next day I probably would have eaten the entire muffin. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to learn how to allow myself those certain things without it being so out of control. And it's been a learning situation. Trust me, I haven't gotten it all figured out, but it's crazy with how 100% I was to how much I'm relearning everything. And it just goes to show that no matter where you are on your journey, it's a constant thing. It's just like 80-day obsession. I freaking kicked ass at that. Those workouts, all of those things. And then I'm doing T25 or Transform 20-minute workouts. And I'm like, holy smokes. I probably have to take more breaks in that 20 minutes than I do in the whole 50-minute 80-day obsession workout. It's totally different muscles, totally different things. And I'm learning that this season of my life with nutrition, it's just like that. I'm relearning, and it's going to be it's a new petal off of the flower that I am, if that makes any sense, So does anyone else have any questions? I can talk forever, but I just really wanted to and I don't know if this resonated with everyone. I sure as heck hope that it does in some way, shape, or form. But does anyone have anything that they'd like to add, or any questions, or something that you need help with that we can help with, or anything at all? Ashley, help us out.
I don't have anything to add except we can announce our challenger of the week.
Oh yeah, I wish she was on.
I know.
She was on this morning for the workout, but she's on vacation as well, and she's got a sick little one on vacation. So this week's challenger of the week is Kelsey, because she's been showing up every day. She's been super sick too and still doing what she can. She is so supportive. She's not giving up. You guys, really, I'm talking about so many of you guys, but she has just really become into her own person, when a year ago this time she was very insecure and worried and all these things. And I'm just so proud of her. And so this week it's going to be Kelsey who's challenger of the week, and every Monday it changes. So as long as you're in the group, your face is for certainly going to be up there at one point.
As long as you're sharing.
Yeah, as long as
we don't know if you're doing good unless you tell us you're doing good.
Yeah, we want to celebrate you doing good, but that's why you got to post, my friends.
Yeah, because it's okay if you can't make it on the morning workouts. We're not basing it off of that. It just so happens to be that the past few have been showing up periodically. You don't have to be on that to be the challenger of the week, but you do have to be checking in, posting on other people's posts, things like that, and just being active in the group.
Yes. Yes. And stop jumping into other people's trenches, and stop letting yourself spin your tires in your own. Take a step back and look at the tools that you have that can help you. Okay? Work smarter, not harder. I don't see some things until 2 days later. Is there a setting I need to check? Roxanne, girlfriend, I am so glad that you said something, because it's literally the same for us as coaches. Mm-hmm. There's sometimes we don't see people's posts or anything until a couple days later. So yeah. I wish it didn't used to be like that, but Facebook changed so many things, and it's been actually better than what it used to be. So I'm hoping.
What I've been trying to do, because it's not realistic to any time a notification pops up to go on and respond then. If you can do that, more power to you, but I cannot. I cannot be on my phone 24/7 and follow all my notifications. I get way too many. Just all the groups I'm in for coaching and this and that. I can't do that. So what I try and do is go into the group once a day and just scroll as far as I can go with their whatever amount of time I can do. And I just go through all of the posts that either resonate with me, or if I am in a really good mood, I comment something on all of them, even if it's just good job, I'm proud of you. Like, just the fact that someone notices what you're posting is really all it is. You don't have to post like magical, inspirational things. Sometimes you can literally just say, "Me too, girl." And it just, you know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Well, because so many of us can relate. Like, P.S. Stacia, I know you're gonna be like annoyed because I'm calling you out, but first of all, I'm so proud of you because I saw your post today and how like I have seen some of your guys' habits of like falling off and getting back, and like so many of us, like, and I am seeing right before my eyes, like right before my eyes, people changing, mindsets
trying to find it
and stuff like that. And so, Stacia, you're one of them, and I'm freaking proud of you. And I want you to know how proud I am of you because I've seen the ups and the downs, and just having a baby and being a new mom and working and being a newlywed on top of it. I feel like being a newlywed and having a baby, first of all, having a baby rocks anyone's world. And I don't care what anyone says. It's very magical within that first honeymoon period. But once tiredness sets in, you want to kill each other. And it's literally the baby is the reason why you don't want to. I mean, at least that was for me. But just FYI, I just like to be real. And so, Stacia, I just really wanted to point out and tell you how proud I am of you for just you're breaking your habits. Like, you may not think it, I can see that you're still kind of being a little bit hard on yourself, but I can see you breaking your habits, and you should be damn proud, girlfriend. So I want you guys to know I'm paying attention, and you guys none of us are more different from each other. Like, we all struggle. There might be different circumstances, different struggles, different seasons, all of that. But you guys, growth is happening. So keep showing up. Allow this to continue to build you. You're going to have times where you fall off and fall back into it and whatever, but every single step you take, you're going to get further and further and further, okay? So, on that note, I love all of you guys, and I hope that every single one of you guys can show up next Monday. I will be getting right back into I'll be getting back into town Monday morning, so I better see all your guys' faces, as many as I can, Monday evening, okay? And if there's a specific topic that you guys would like us to talk about, please let us know, because sometimes we're like, I don't know what they need help with.
I think we missed a comment, Jamie. Rhea said something about her containers, so she's having a hard time eating all of them. Yeah.
Oh, I'm struggling.
I would answer, but you're like the queen of this, so.
Okay, Rhea. I know it's super hard. Okay, so first of all, if you when you do your calculations, I want to see how close you are on the brackets of which container. Like, are you closer to this bracket versus this bracket? Are you smack dab in the middle of a bracket? And you don't have to check right now if you don't want to, but that's going to also play into where we put you. But here's the thing with containers and eating enough food. It is actually, when I have worked with people, a lot of times people eat too much food when really people aren't eating enough food, and it's only junk when they do eat. So they forget breakfast, they forget lunch, and then they go freaking hog wild at dinner time, whether it be Taco Bell and then ice cream. And I mean, it's different for everyone, but that's usually what happens. So if you're not sitting there and fueling your body correctly, your metabolism slows down, and everything just starts. You start gaining weight, grabbing on all of the bad things and all whatever, because your body thinks it's in starvation mode. So this was a huge topic when I was in the test group. So Autumn Calabrese, the creator of this of the nutrition plan with the portion containers, told us you have to force yourself, and it sounds so unnatural, to eat all of your containers. Now, that could change, Rhea, depending on maybe where you're at. If you're close enough to the next bracket down, we can place you there and see how you do for the next 2 weeks. But if you're smack dab in the middle of a bracket, we want to keep you there. And what it is, it's like fueling, it's fueling a fire. So the more coals and the more stuff you put onto that fire to make it bigger and bigger, which is your metabolism to start burning and burning, the better it is. But you have to continue fueling yourself. And then once your body, it takes about 2 weeks, and your metabolism realizes, oh my gosh, she's not going to starve me anymore. She's feeding me good foods. Then your old body will start becoming a little bit hungrier. Okay, so what I want to do is, if you can message me privately or in the group, whatever you want, and let me know your numbers. And then I'm going to calculate and figure things out from there. And then we'll make sure that we get this to work out. And sometimes it might just be some tricks of certain foods in the categories. For those of you guys that don't know, the lists for the food containers are in order from best to worst option. They're all approved for those options, but they're listed best to worst options. So if you notice, tortillas and breads and all of those things are at the bottom of the list, sweet potatoes and those things are at the top of the list. So sometimes just switching out certain things like that are like less calorie kind of counts, but still good and container approved will help. So Rhea, we can work together and I'll help you get that situated. So yay. I know some of you guys joined a little bit later. Go ahead. Do you have more to add, Rhea?
Real quick. Is there a place just to see the transformers for each week, each day somewhere? Or do you just got to kind of go through them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish that it was labeled. You know how it's Transformer 1, 2, and 3?
I know. Because I'm kind of struggling with getting them right, but I figure working something's better than not doing it, just kind of wing it. But I just thought if there was a place, I'd go check it out. That's it.
I bet you after this program is going, someone will create something for that. But since this program is still so new.
Okay.
But yeah, those are great questions though. All right. How's everyone else feeling? Any more questions? We good?
Thanks for answering that one.
You're welcome. That's actually like my passion.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not even going to try because I can answer it, but that's
only
Jamie's
because
thing.
I understand it so well. Like it was me too. So
yeah,
it's crazy because now I'm in an upper bracket, like a higher calorie bracket, you know, because your metabolism really starts to get going. But okay, all of you guys are freaking awesome. I love you all. This is recorded, so I'm going to post it in the group. And please message us, post in the group if you guys have any questions at all. And I'll talk to you guys later, and I appreciate it.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Bye.